Hey, how about this for a beautiful area? Lovely little canal walk near home. Beautiful walk, beautiful autumn day. So let's talk about the Nazis. Right, so what brought this to mind? Well, it's a so-called summer of joy, isn't it? A summer offering of joy to save us from the Nazis. So, beautiful. Yeah, so I'm having a canal walk. I'm going to try and do this in one take. If someone comes walking past and you're yabbering on about the Nazis, doesn't sound great, but what can we do? Look at that. Oh, two for joy. Two magpies, two for joy. Right, okay. So you'll see a bit more of the canal if I put it there. Right, now, when I was from about 13 to about 18, I worked on Bury Market on a second-hand bookstall, and I'd come home with a pile of 10 books sometimes. They were, I think, 10 pence to buy, 5 pence to return. People had come looking for cowboy books. Look at that. Yeah, loved it. And at different stages I'd read different books, so probably read every James Bond book. Agatha Christie, Sherlock Holmes, Sven Hassel, all kinds. And what started it, I don't know. There's quite a few of them about. Was books on the Nazis and the concentration camps, and I just found this utterly incredible, utterly unbelievable, and I read lots of them. Oop, here we go. I read everything I could get me hands on about it, and absolutely tough read. And what I'd do is I'd be in my bedroom, lie on my bed, read a book, and I had a record player and a couple of albums I used to put on Hooked on Classics. I don't know if you get that over in America. Hooked on Classics. It's just like snippets of different classical music, and so now if I hear certain snippets, it'll take me back to that that time. And the book's kind of a little bit merged into one, but the facts are pretty much all there. And what made me think of this is like joy is, I had to look it up. Joy Division. Yeah, so the British band New Order, that's a Nazi reference. They were gonna, when Ian Curtis committed suicide, I think they were going to rename themselves Warsaw, but they were going to call themselves Warsaw at one point, but another band already had it, so they use another Nazi reference, Joy Division, which we'll come on to. Oop, is that music? Don't want to. Yeah. So anyway, so Joy Division. Right, so yeah, let's have a little. So this will be 18 plus. What they got up to was rather horrific, isn't it? So multiple trigger warnings, here we come, but historically accurate, and lest we forget and all that. So obviously through the 30s it was building up, beating up Jews, taking the property, wear yellow stars, all that, and then The Second World War, it all got going, didn't it? So the biggest one, Auschwitz, you know, you get shoved on a train, cattle trucks. If you survive that, you get off, and there's Joseph Mengele, you know, to the left, to the right, one direction into slavery, where they starved you and worked you to death, amongst other things. The other direction, straight into the gas chambers. And weren't they sick, and wasn't it all a little bit of a joke? So as you entered the camp, bike to max free, work will make you free, you be good and everything will be okay. You know, as you're going into the gas chamber, oh, it's all showers in here, just make a nice little neat pile of your clothes. You know, you'll be able to collect them in a minute, and then the doors sealed shut, pop in some Zyklon B from the top that they developed to kill rats, and then that was that, wasn't it? A short time later. Ooh, yeah, people having to go in, drag them out, burn the bodies, you know, after checking for gold teeth, of course, you know, checking if anything else wasn't hidden, check through all the clothes, and it was like, and you'd be thinking, reading it, this is, you know, it's just all happening too fast for you to kind of comprehend. And then the numbers, the sheer numbers, 1 million, 6 million, 8 million, you just can't get your head around the actual numbers. But then you see, you know, the photographs of a pile of spectacles or shoes or luggage cases, you know, piled up, and you know, like glasses. How many people wear glasses? And look at that pile. So how many is that people? But then everyone wears glasses. Oh my God! Just the numbers of it. Little details. But you know, what kind of people would do that? And the horror of it is, you'd be reading and you kind of know. Yeah. you know some of the people you went to school with, you know, what would you be able to resist yourself trapped in that kind of system? Yeah, all frightening stuff. But oh, look at this, absolutely fabulous. So I'll turn around in a minute because there's somebody walking this way, and you know, so remember I said about warning alerts? So the Nazis, what did they do? Well, you know, they didn't want to waste anything. So the body fat of people that died in the ovens turned into soap. The hair that they cut off, they made into slippers, so that submariners, you know, wouldn't, you know, be able to wear them, and then, well, we'll walk past, wouldn't be able to make a noise and, you know, give away the position via sound to the Allies coming up. Oh. Hello. So, I mean, you know, who would think to do that? Who would think to do that? You know, the camp commandant's wife. You know, were they psychopaths? Were they ordinary people? Does it matter? But the commandant's wife, all those years left alone, they could do. Oh, we could, you know, with people completely at their mercy. You know, getting the guards to look out for people with interesting tattoos, so that they could be skinned and made into things like lampshades. You know, it's, look, glasses getting rained on. What the utter barbarism of that. Oh, that's a nice tattoo. Why, thank you. Not good for you. Imagine working there. I mean, you know, how much did she do the sewing herself? I mean, it's sick. You know, was somebody. How many people were involved in that? Right, you spot them, yeah. I'll kill them, yeah. Don't make a mark on that. On, you know. Oh, it's just, yeah. And then, you know, Joy Division. It's from the book The House of Dolls. Joy Division. So, you know, you Jews, yeah, you know, you're filthy, you're disgusting, we've got to kill you, right? But we're going to keep the women for a bit, you know, the young pretty ones, and you're going to be, you know, unpaid prostitutes for German soldiers when they come back. What? But I thought we were filthy Jews. Oh no, you're good enough for us to sleep with temporarily. Absolutely mind-blowing. So there they were, having to perform. You know, bad report. Ooh, we don't want one of them. That's a beating. 3 bad reports. You're a goner. And what happened if you got pregnant? What happened if you got a sexually transmitted disease? Well, we know what happened, don't we? You know, Mengele looking for twins, experimenting on twins to see if he couldn't find a way of, you know, making people have twins so that they could, you know, rebuild the German army. They needed soldiers, so it'd be quicker if they could have twins. You know, all these Nazi wives, Hitler Jungen or whatever. So, you know, so twins. You'd be kept alive, you wouldn't go into the gas chamber, but then you'd be experimented on. Oh my God. All the other people kept, you know, they kept meticulous notes of experiments that they did. You know, just get 10 of them, go and make them stand out there in the ice. Right, well, they're not going cold quick enough. You know, take the claws off, make them stand apart. What we're doing this for, boss? Well, if one of our pilots gets knocked out of the sky and lands, we need to know how long it can last, and we need to know what's best to revive them. So those that, you know, those that don't die, we'll stick them in a hot bath. See how many survive hot baths. Right, write it down. What about trying them? You know, stick one in bed with somebody who's warm. Right, okay, that took so long and so many survived. What about 2 people? Right. You know, it's just... I'll turn around now so you can get a look at that bridge. Look at that, absolutely beautiful. You know, writing that down. Oh, right, yeah, well, a hot bath's good, but you can't always have a hot bath. Yeah, but sticking them in a bed with one person, that's as good as putting them in a bath. All right, well, that's good to know. What about 2 people? Marginal gains, doesn't really matter. Oh, right, okay, so that's what we'll do. Well, what about submarines? We could have a problem with one of our submarines and the pressure increases. Right, get a load of prisoners, stick them in a decompression chamber, turn up the pressure. Oh, right, at so many degrees, their eyes pop out. Right, write that down. So many degrees, their head explodes. Write that down. You know, this is, you know, what I'm reading as an impressionable teen, you know, like teens, and it's like, oh my God, this is what the Nazis did. Oh my God, this is absolute barbarism. This couldn't happen again, could it? Well, you know, you've had ISIS and things like that. Yeah, but all the names are kind of etched into my mind, you know, Dachau, Bergen-Belsen, Auschwitz, all these places, Ravensbrück, you know, that I've never been, and you know that you probably never will. I'll try and go to Auschwitz at some point, and you just think, oh my God. So that was a kind of like a milestone in my life are kind of almost like a before and after. Before reading about it all, and then after, and you can kind of never look at the world the same again. And you know, power, corruption, what can happen. So now we come to the present day, don't we? And you have got, you know, that election coming up, and you've got one party leader and their party saying that the others are Nazis. They're Nazis. So people turned 6 million people, killed them, took the gold teeth out, made a pile of the glasses, turned their body into soap, use their hair for slippers, used them as sex slaves, tortured them. You know, line up, we're not happy, shoot 1 in 10, I'm a bit bored today. Yeah, cut the rations. Yeah. And you've got a party saying that that's what the other party are. Can't comprehend that.